Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel, talking about the Uncharted 4 Thievery fuckery that is going on at the minute. Now, if the reports are to be believed, in one instance, apparently the street date has been broken for Uncharted 4. By that basically meaning that people's been going into their local game store and literally asking for Uncharted 4, and dumb ass retailers who's working on the shop fucking floor has been giving it to them. Exhibit A, Your Honor. To cap things off, there's a second report as to consignments of Uncharted 4 games allegedly being confiscated by the HMRC, which is more or less the Inland Revenue for the UK, the tax collectors basically. And what they have done in turn is actually sold on or stolen some of the consignments to sell on. And now people have bought it, they've been playing it. Some people actually been putting stuff on eBay, selling it for like £90. Don't get me wrong, there are situations where retailers can either get it wrong probably a couple of days before a release date, or somebody might have a friend that has a friend that knows somebody that basically works in game stores around the world that can basically just give you the hookup and get the game probably a day early. That's not the issue with me. What is the issue is absolute fucking thievery of something that A, has been delayed twice, B, is going to serve no purpose in terms of multiplayer play because the multiplayer will not be active and the trophies can't be synced up by all reports. That is what is pissing me off at the minute. Now, for me personally, if there was a case to be made for digital only sales of games, this is going to be it. Now imagine this, right? Just imagine this for a second, right? You are going to a restaurant with your nearest and dearest, right? For a celebratory dinner. And you want to order, okay, let's say lobster and champagne, right? You order the lobster and champagne and you can actually smell it being cooked in the freaking kitchen, right? Then all of a sudden, some prat comes out of nowhere, walks into the restaurant, goes straight up to the freaking counter, takes the plate of freaking lobster and the bottle of champagne and more or less scoffs the whole lot in front of your face. And not only that, tells you, oh, it tasted delicious and I got it for free. How would you feel? You'd be upset, right? Of course you'd be fucking upset. You know what I mean? At the minute, I just feel that Naughty Dog, I think they're the wrong company to fuck with for a start, because they can basically say, okay, due to this situation, we are not going to be releasing any disc games ever again. And I would not blame them one iota. There was something telling me directly, you know what? Get the digital version, not just because of the extra DLC, but also the fact that whatever basically happens, I'll be guaranteed that copy. And I was even going to go further to even buy a disc copy as my collection, you know, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'll still be doing that, but going back to the whole situation where people are actually stealing the fucking games before release, and a company like the HMRC is just mind-boggling. It actually reminds me of the whole Grand Theft Auto 5 circus that came into town. Now, when that game was basically released, that was more or less on the tail end of me not giving a shit about midnight releases, because I was actually talking about this to my brethren last night. The only two games that I can safely say that I actually queued up outside a game store at 12 o'clock midnight was Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts. Those were the only two games. And obviously they were basically the two most popular shooters for the current generation of consoles. Of course, you know, it makes complete sense. And as for me, as a late adopter to both series, you know, it just made sense. I just wanted to feel the excitement that other people felt. And yeah, I felt it, but then you know, approaching my 50s, there was no way I was going to basically stand outside a freaking game shop at freaking midnight when I can actually get the game delivered to me either 9 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, in daylight, in waking hours. Do you know what I mean? Unless I was going to take the game home, you know, immediately and play till 5 o'clock in the morning, then I'll feel like shit in the daytime as a self-employed person. As a person who works, they might take the day off, they might take the week off, I don't know, but that just seems to be the norm. But, you know, for me, I grew out of that shit. So with Grand Theft Auto and seeing the fuss that was made about that game, there was some serious shit going on with that game. I mean, there was people laying in wait outside Tesco's, Asda's, supermarkets, game stores, and literally basically robbing people of Grand Theft Auto. I remember there was a news item about people getting stabbed for that game. Seriously stabbed up. Some life-changing injuries some people got for that blood clot game. Do you know what I mean? It's foolishness. It's just utter bomber clout foolishness. Now, for me right now, where games are going to be going in future, it's going to depend on the user base. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, there are people that, you know, love gaming as much as I do. There's some people that love gaming more than I do. But they're not going to go out on a limb to fucking steal something and be one of the minority that is actually revealing, you know what? I'm actually playing something that I bought illegally. You know what I'm saying? You know, Sony must have something to say about that. Naughty Dog must have something to say about that. In total honesty. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't know where this is going, but if Naughty Dog is saying from today that right now, because of all the fuckery that's been going on with our games, right? Considering the fact, okay, yeah, we've delayed it twice, but we delayed it twice in order for you to get the optimum enjoyment from the game. Fine, fair enough. You know what I mean? You know, we delayed it so that the whole world can get a syndicated release, because before then, it was the Americans, as per fucking usual, and I'm not being racist, it's just what it is. You know, the Americans always seems to get the product a couple of days before Europe gets it. You know, it just didn't make sense. A game such as Uncharted, that release is considered an event, and especially with this edition being the last iteration of the series, we all should enjoy it together. But now that's been shot to shit, right? It's been shot to ultimate shit because of some greedy fuckers who can't fucking wait, that wants to be the first people on YouTube to put up footage of that stinking thieving bumbaclap batio to everybody by saying, you know what, I don't care if you don't basically have the game, I'm going to let you know what happens in the game. And a lot of people is going to be pissed off with that, because quite a mass of people are not really interested in the multiplayer, they're interested in the story, you know. And I've seen some spoilers which I won't reveal, but I couldn't help but to see the freaking spoiler, because you got stupid jerks making comments. I don't mean, you know, video spoilers, but people actually making comments saying how the game basically ends, you know. And that to me is just fuckeries, man. And I don't wrong game developers, you know, for charging over the odds or making things really difficult for people to obtain a game that they really want. You know, I think Naughty Dog, as I said, are the wrong people to fuck with. Personally speaking, I think they're the wrong people to fuck with, and I think the consequences and repercussions are gonna be felt far and wide and broad and deep and high when it comes to future big game releases. People's gonna be more careful, companies are gonna be more careful, and they're gonna be more accountable in terms of how they handle games. And it's pretty frightening when you know a company who collects tax are actually stealing the contraband and selling on to other people. That is frightening. And then you wonder why people have offshore accounts and they dodge paying tax. You wonder why. Because they're the fucking criminals as well. Them and insurance companies. But yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of the whole Uncharted 4 Thievery. Tell me if you give a shit. Tell me if you feel the same as I do. You know, what do you think the future is gonna hold for future AAA game pre-releases? You know, I just think they're gonna be handled a lot different because it's an embarrassment. You know, I could understand it if it was Call of Duty to some degree. I could understand that shit because you got some crazy fuckers. You know what I mean? Who are fans of that freaking series. But with Uncharted, it's almost like people know, yeah, Uncharted is going to be a huge game. You know, it's going to probably be the game of the year. It's going to be probably the biggest seller of the year. You know, and the most constantly played game of the year than any other. So, of course, there's a marketplace for it. Just like anything else. You know what I mean? But anyway, I could go on and on, but I'll just be warbling. But tell me what you think. Give me your opinions. Give me your take on the whole thing. And let me know in the comments below. Anyway, is with that, I'm going to bid you guys adieu. And as always, you done know the coup. Whatever the media, platform, format, game, genre. Happy gaming. I truly mean that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, because that's what it's all about. That's what it's truly about. And is with that, until the next time, please stay blessed. Magan.